Hi, Alex Polyak here. This is the fourth video in the series, in which we learn what kind of personalities NPCs in GTA San Andreas are, and what interesting facts about the world of the game can be learned from their lines. Many thanks to my friend Elena for this unique material. So, let's get started. Everyone knows this guy who is present in the ghetto of Los Santos and often steals other people's cars, but few people know what kind of person he is, so let's figure it out. This is one of several special NPCs to whom the developers gave unique criminal behavior. Therefore, he steals transport, often runs away from the police, carries a gun, and is generally quite aggressive. His aggression is especially well conveyed through phrases.
I made that fool drink piss. I'll knock the wax out your ears. Run if you want to live, Mark. Any bad trips, I'll kill you. I want something to make me violent.
Being a criminal is normal for him, so prison occupies a special place in his life.
You been locked up in Santos County Jail. In jail, we pumped iron and watched Weasel. In the pen, we played strip football. It's better than that prison moonshine. I like it better in jail anyway. My parole is almost over.
He often mentions 187, and these are not random numbers, but the number of the section of the Penal Code of California, the state on which San Andreas is largely based. This is an article for murder.
187, little man. Don't make this a 187. Love another 187, punk.
He often threatens to break the neck or strangle. It may just be a figurative expression, but it is also possible that this is one of his favorite ways to kill.
I'ma snap your neck like a pencil. I'll break your neck, punk. If you wasn't driving, I'd strangle you.
This guy is obsessed with strength and his physical fitness, so he pumps muscles and takes steroids, and sometimes even takes something worse.
Girl, I got big muscles everywhere. Yeah, you like these muscles, don't you, girl? My body fat is 2%. Smoke, sherm, steroids, give it here. Steroids make your dick do what?
Based on this, his love for masculine entertainment seems quite logical. For example, he likes MWF, a parody of real wrestling associations. And he also loves Jack Howitzer, an actor based on Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and other actors with the image of an invincible mountain of muscles.
You been to an MWF match yet? Ever rent Jack Howitzer's Get Buff tapes?
He wants to find a job where his muscles and aggression would come in handy.
These rap fools be needing bodyguards, huh? I'm trying out for the MWF, homie.
But until such a job comes along, he earns money in other ways. Hopefully you haven't forgotten that he loves stealing cars.
I'ma steal a ride like yours. I just stole that bike too. I just stole his car too.
He sometimes drives with his buddy, and he may react if CJ throws his buddy out of the driver's seat.
That's my homie you just jacked. Jacking my homie? I should jack you.
If you've watched our other NPC videos, you know that many characters have some kind of nasty trait, and of course this Ghetto guy is no exception. It seems that his regular stay in prison has made him a big fan of asses. He often makes a point of it.
You boxing with a booty bandit, punk. I should slap your bitch ass. I'ma give that fat ass a spanking. Your ass is mine, little man. Ever ate rusty brown donuts with another man? In jail, being on top ain't gay.
Who knows, maybe OG Lock in prison was offended not only by Freddy, but also by this guy. On top of all this, the character has obvious signs of a psychopath. He is not just cruel, but he actually enjoys violence and murder, feeling no sympathy or remorse.
Another 187, haha! That dead body made my day. This murder puts me in the mood. I like seeing blood, love it.
But no matter how creepy and scary he is, when the cops show up, he can change in an instant.
Do I look like a criminal, sir? Don't send me back to jail, sir. Officer, Your Honor, sir, please. Well, what if I cooperate?
Finally, here are some of his random phrases that we found simply funny or interesting. They can sound in different situations. For example, if you hit his car, start a fight with him, and so on.
Hope your mama's a mechanic, punk. Come get knocked out like your mama. I'm gonna make you wash my drawers. Girl, I just paroled and I'm rock hard. Remember the lunchroom bully? That's me.
There are many prostitutes on the streets of GTA San Andreas, especially at night. Let's talk about one of them, the one with 2 ponytails on her head. She often appears in Los Santos. This girl has her own story. She moved to San Andreas from a city that is well known to GTA players.
I came here from Liberty City.
She is promised that she can become a star. The girl naively believes in this and continues to work on the streets, earning very little money.
You're gonna be a star, he said. I don't call this being a star. I could perform, I just need a break. 2 walk-on parts in 3 years. 3 years and saved up $50.
So she has been engaged in prostitution for 3 years, and given the time of the game's events, the girl could have moved from Liberty City in 1989. By the way, at this time, CJ had already lived in that city for 2 years. She thinks her pimp is a good man, although some of her phrases show that this is not really the case.
My pimp's a good man. My pimp don't like me talking. My pimp's on the warpath, floor it. My pimp's gonna kill you. My pimp's gonna kill me.
In her work, she encounters a variety of things, usually unpleasant.
If I see one more warty wiener, that last guy left a taste in my mouth. 16 seconds is a record. You'd think they'd wash first.
For this reason, she often looks for an opportunity to rinse her mouth and take a shower.
Where can I get some mouthwash? Where's the mouthwash? Is there a bathroom in here?
She makes fun of men who do not order her services.
Erectile problems, huh? Scared I'll laugh at it? What, is your wife watching?
But also, among her phrases related to attracting male attention, she sometimes sounds an interesting and accurate description of her clients.
It's an addiction, you know what I mean?
Local police officers also use her services. It seems that these are those of them who do not like to visit the service shower. You understood me if you watched the previous video about the NPC.
You wanna get nasty, officer? You're a frickin' hypocrite, officer. So yesterday was cool, right? But today?
She uses illegal substances that she gets from local dealers, and when she has no money, she is ready to pay with her body.
Come on, man, I gotta get high. I'll pay you tomorrow, yeah? I got cash, no treats for you today.
In some areas of San Fierro, there are homeless people. Let's talk about one of them. He is a white man in a red unbuttoned jacket. His story is limited to one fact, but it is a varied and truly fascinating fact. This homeless person thinks he is a superhero and calls himself Quantum Man.
My name is Quantum Man. None can touch Quantum Man. You dare strike Quantum Man?
According to his legend, he came to Earth from another world.
I was born in the subatomic universe. I am new to your world. I have come to your universe to protect the innocent. On my world, I was known as a bum.
As you can understand, he believes that in his world he was just a simple homeless person. But having got to Earth, he became a superhero. Every superhero has his own mission, and the Quantum Man is no exception. His calling is to fight villains in order to protect ordinary people and the entire universe.
This block is under my protection. I know something evil is afoot. I only use my powers against supervillains. The fate of the universe is at stake here. The entire universe hangs in the balance.
Surely you are already interested in the question of what superpower this character has. And fortunately, we have an answer. According to the Quantum Man himself, he has a whole set of amazing abilities.
My super hearing has detected an emergency! You cannot touch a man who can disappear. Glutius Maximus can be a deadly weapon. I will simply liquefy your puny form. Taste the sweet anvils that are my fists. Would not be fair to attack with my quantum powers. There are no useful gadgets in my utility belt. I have the speed of quantum physics to save me. Only the power of string theory saved me.
By the way, in addition to all these cool things, he has one secret ability.
If you give me money, I'll give you a super blowjob.
It is interesting that in his speech he often uses scientific terms.
As pleasing as subatomic strings. Fortuitous as the proton mountains. Have you never seen a molecular reaction? Do you wish to join the subatomic paradise?
He even has his own specific phrases with a bias towards physics. That is, if an ordinary person says, "Oh my god," and other standard words, then the Quantum Man will express himself completely differently.
Leaping electrons! Great quarks! By the negative ions of polarity itself!
If you touch him or just walk next to him, he can have a funny, condescending reaction.
Foolish human! Did you hope to damage me? What was that? A gnat? I laugh at your attempt to tickle me. I cannot fight an ordinary citizen. You do not realize who it is that you challenge.
It seems to me that this poor guy is trying to escape from reality, a reality in which he is a homeless person who is not needed by anyone, surviving on the streets of a big city. But this psychological escape went too far, and the man began to sincerely believe that he is a quantum man who has power and significance in society. If you liked this video, support it with a like and a comment. And if you want to know the stories of other NPCs from the GTA world, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. See you soon.